Greetings, everyone. Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. That's right, it's Wednesday, new album review day. Today we've got actually two releases for you from the same band. Both of these came out in 2021. One right around mid-year, I believe in the middle of June. The other right at the end of the year in December. This is a band that I've been hearing a lot of from folks for the last couple of years, and it's just been a matter of a time factor and not being able to get to everything, right? I always hear about all sorts of bands that kind of fall outside of what I've had the time to listen to, but I do kind of file those in the memory banks, and I do go and investigate, generally speaking, when I can. And I just heard from so many people that, Pete, you have to go and investigate kingbuffalo, where I said, okay, I will do so. And I've heard some things here and there that I've liked, but I've never actually gone out to pick up any of their releases till recently. So I got both of their 2021 releases. I've had a chance to go through them a few times, and I'm going to bring them both to you today. So again, it's kingbuffalo, formed, and they're from Rochester, New York. They're a power trio, pretty much a psych slash stoner band, psychedelic music. Lots of stoner riffing going on here. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty atmospheric and spacey, right? You could call them a space rock band a little bit as well. They are comprised of Sean McVeigh on vocals and guitars. We've got Dan Reynolds on bass and drummer Scott Donaldson. So the two, and they've got a handful of EPs and I believe now 4 full-length studio releases and a couple live albums. So their first album released in 2021. It's called The Burden of Restlessness, and again, June 4th was actually when it officially came out. Okay, and you can order these, all over the place. They also have a Bandcamp page. Pretty cool artwork on this one. I love this. Again, this reminds me of Prometheus, the Ridley Scott film, the kind of prequel to Alien. At least that's what this guy reminds me of, and even to an extent here. And this has 7 tracks on it. And then the second album, which came out last year, released December 3rd, is Acheron. This one's kind of interesting because they actually, whereas this one was recorded in a studio proper, Acheron was recorded in a cave, live in a cave. Where is the cave, you're asking me? Let's see. I'll read you a little snippet here. The undertaking of recording and filming in a cave was way more intense than we anticipated. With each of the planned 2021 records, we knew they had to be different. By removing ourselves from the comfort of our studio and tracking and filming live hundreds of feet underground, we've done something unique in many ways. We can't wait for everybody to be able to see and hear it. Okay, well, I haven't seen anything yet. I've just heard this, and let's take a closer look here. Pretty damn cool artwork on both of these, if you ask me. I really like this quite a bit. As for the music, all right, so both of these, yes, are a little different, but yet similar because it's the same band. So I hear lots of similarities between both albums as far as like the style goes. But there is much more of a I'm having a hard time like coming up with ways to describe this band. They do lots of cool kind of like Pink Floyd, Hawkwind type things as far as utilizing effects and atmosphere and all that sort of thing. And then they combine that with these big muscular pummeling riffs. Sort of, not really. I've been listening to a lot of Earthless of late. And the way Earthless use big, heavy riffing to kind of interrupt lots of soloing, with these guys, they don't do tons of soloing. It's more like the big riffs interrupt these kind of like spacey, atmospheric passages, right? More so than like whereas the arrangements provide a launching pad for guitar solos. Here it's more about groove and feel, I think. But and of course these guys use vocals quite a bit. And the vocals are really cool. I really like the singing on this stuff here. So we've got, what do we got here? Burning, Habitation, Locust, Silverfish, Grifter, The Knox, and Loam are the tracks on here. This is a really, really good sounding album. Obviously, this is the one recorded in an actual studio. This is more of your kind of high fidelity type of listening experience. I like it a lot. I think see if this written and recorded by Kingbuffalo in Rochester, New York, at the Main Street Armory in December of 2020 and January 2021. All arrangements by the band, produced and engineered by Sean McVeigh. Yeah, great sounding album. Lots of ear candy. This is probably one of those albums that I probably should pop in and listen to on my headphones. I generally don't listen to music on headphones, but the more I kind of listen to this, the more I'm like, I'm listening to it in the CD players around the house, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's something I probably want to put on and just sit down with and kind of hear all the little things that are going on. This is definitely cool. It's definitely heavy in spots. The vocals are kind of intoxicating and dreamy, which I kind of like. Nothing on here is overly heavy, but there are heavy moments, if that makes sense. Like I said, I love the way this band kind of in and out with the big, heavy, beefy riffs, and then you get these kind of like meditative, kind of like spacey things going on. It's kind of space rock, kind of stoner, definitely psychedelic. I really like this a lot. Whereas this is definitely much more, to my ears anyway, much more kind of spacey, much more kind of creepy and atmospheric and thing and whatnot. It sounds very earthy. I guess when you're recording something down in a cave, hundreds of feet underground, it's going to have that cavernous feel, somewhat. And I think definitely that has come through here. You got 4 tracks on this one, lengthy tracks. Acheron, the title track, Zephyr, Shadows, and Cerberus. Very cool stuff. Love the guitar riffs when they come in. I like all the lilting little passages and things like that. It's just really cool stuff. Very different. They don't really sound like anybody else. I've mentioned various bands here like Pink Floyd and Hawkwind and Earthless, but they don't really sound like any of those guys. It's just you hear little elements and things that they do which might be similar. You might hear some similar traits in other bands and other albums and other music, but they've got a style all their own. Like I said, when they dive in and crank out the riffs are great. When they settle back and do some cool kind of psychedelic space rock type things, that's really cool too. And they constantly keep you guessing what's coming next because there's always something different around the corner. Some of the grooves and things remind me a little of like Ozric Tentacles, but not. So all told, it's just Kingbuffalo. And I dig this a lot. This is really cool. I'm glad I investigated these guys. So for all of you viewers who have been saying, Pete, you got to listen to Kingbuffalo. You got to listen to Kingbuffalo. Thank you. I appreciate it because I like the fact that, every so often I get recommended something that I go and investigate and really like a lot. And like I've said all the time, it's like you can always find something new. If you think that you've heard everything that there is out there, you're sadly mistaken. There's always a brand new band, a brand new album by some group that's new-ish, or even an old band you never listened to before. There's always going to be something new that you haven't heard before that might very well be something you like a lot and become one of your new favorites. I'm telling you, it's been happening to me my whole life. It's never too late to discover new music. So here you've got Kingbuffalo, The Burden of Restlessness, and Acheron, 2 very cool releases from 2021. Check them out if you haven't already. If you're well familiar with these guys, please in the comments below let us know what you think of these 2 albums. And if you've never heard them before, please go check them out. Report back. Let us know what you think. And visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all together all the damn time. I am P. Pardo. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we get you a review of the new Marillion later on today, so stay tuned for that. And a lot more here on the channel. It is Wednesday, new album review day. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell. We've also got below the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as the link to our merch page, so you can go check out all the cool Sea Tranquility shirts and hats and things like that. That's all located down below. So thanks for everything, guys. We'll see you real soon here on the channel. I'm Pete Pardo. Take care. Bye-bye.